Ladies and gentlemen, from Sheffield Arena, the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Welterweight Championship. And now the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring and they are ready. Fight fans, are you ready for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world? Let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, standing with his trainer Hector Bermudez, wearing black with white. In 25 fights, he has 24 victories, including 13 wins by knockout, his only defeat by split decision and avenged 4 months later. Former IBA Super Welterweight World Champion Mark DeLuca. Fighting out of the blue corner, standing with his trainer Dominic Engel, wearing red and gold, 38 victories, including 26 big wins by knockout, 2 defeats. He's the former welterweight champion of the world, Kell Brook.
Gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Kell Brook returning for fight number 41. What of Mark DeLuca? He's younger at 31, he's fresher, but is he good enough? The 2020 version of Kell Brook. It's a fascinating
best in the world in his prime, inactive on 154 pounds and becoming a two-weight world champion. I think it's not just about getting the win. I think he's got to win here and
fight with John Fuchs, his old friend, and back with what he knows best, Dominic Engel. We remember him when he was a 10-year-old boy. Jim looking up to Nassim Hamad and Ryan Rhodes and Johnny. Reflexes, because Brook's game's always been about really never faced anyone of the caliber, the quality. Timing this sport too, not just levels.
Yeah, and he should, if he's anywhere near as good as he was, he'll take this guy apart. Now, cagey opening round, trying to get his distance. Both guys cagey. Settle down and start going to work.
Focused and intent Brook, just whipping the left hand. Trouble Brook, despite his rugged.
And Kell, then, you know, that's something Kell will have to look at when he assesses the opponent, and settling into this fight.
Former world champion Liam Smith. I know, we're together, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And weren't you there?
That's the one part I'd definitely be at.
Got to get through this first. Kell victories, the 2 defeats, of course, up in that. But all eyes really on Brook and how it's Matt. Very different under the lights.
Yeah, you go through it under the pressure, in the ring, in the fight. I mean, even sparring is the neck, the cage opener. He's taking his time. He's had a look at the DeLuca, doesn't know a lot about. So I think he's just trying to get close, get his distance, settle.
Good left hand from DeLuca. It's not quite accurate with that jab. Stubborn and strong, and when we saw him in Boston on a victor and a worthy one in that rematch against solid, strong.
Yeah, strong consistently for many years now. So Kell, once he settles down, take DeLuca apart.
Just switch southpaw momentarily, 1 or 2 more. Out of range, Brook, maybe to be expected.
So every now and again, and he's not particularly good against southpaws, so you'll get the shot when he's worn. So just take off, you're pressuring him with your feet and he's blowing on with you. So feel him and then step back and let him lunge and then he's shot. Get inside of his shot, bang straight, then away.
That nice counter right hand, doubling up on it. Down the middle, always a good shot against the...
Oh, there is the vacant WBO Intercontinental title on the line, and the led to the fold, and whether Mark DeLuca can surprise us all and pull off a massive upset to return to dominant ways. on the east.
The 14-month layoff, so you'd expect the cagey start until he gets his straight right hands down the middle. And as Don was saying, give the ugly, you know, show your classy, drilling with that straight right hand down the middle, go south.
Believed he would have knocked Michael Zarafa out in 3 rounds, laboured to a points victory that night. This is better. Oh, the rhythm that we remember from Kell Brook. Nice right hand and an uppercut, and starting. That's bad, and that might be broken.
Yeah, that.
Right hand from Brook, and here we go. He has found his timing and hurt DeLuca. The legs have stiffened dramatically from the American, but he could be on the verge of a big stoppage victory.
Timing out, distance out, but he's found his range now, and look what he's done, going through the gate.
Uppercut from Kell Brook, reminding us once had, and there'll be far stiffer tests ahead. But this is better from Brook. Southpaw, just like Dominic Ingle asked him to. He wants some verbals after the bell, but his
long time, that was much better for him. First 2 rounds, he was having a Luca, but that was a good round. Landed a big right hand up there as well. There was a shot left hook that caused the knockdown. Lee stiffened. I think it might have been an uppercut, changing the angles.
It was a good right hand, but it was that left hook where he did.
Yeah,
the distance.
There's that left hook. He kind of changed the angle. I think DeLuca thought that.
Hasn't had a 4th round victory since he used to be hunting for one here. The 9th time Kell Brook has. The Sheffield faithful have not forgotten him. There's been a real stoppage of Mark DeLuca, or will the bazooka there. The American, he's tough and proud, and he'll certainly try.
As he ducks slow.
The nose already.
I think the uppercut will be a good shot here from Kell. Stiffen him up, measuring him with that jab, and then drive.
Stalking now, Brook, back behind that jab to head.
Now.
And an uppercut. Hasn't he, DeLuca?
Yeah, he's been put in his place firmly. The writing is on the wall here. I think Kell, if he can land, if he can hurt him again, then I think he can probably
take him to places he may not be comfortable. Oh, Kell Brook has found a piece. He's found some maturity. A dad of 3 now, turns southpaw, and he wants it again.
Well, I'm glad to see him back up at a super welterweight, 154 pounds, because he would think when he went up to middleweight that time to fight Golovkin, put on the extra weight, and then it killed himself to get back down. Looked really good then against Ravchenko, and then getting back down to 150, just 4 pounds, is a smart move.
Good work, and the bell just comes in the nick of the time, and he walked.
Liam, what have you made of Kell's speed, power and performance? So let's not beat around the bush. Are you here because you want Kell Brook?
Yeah, I am. Obviously, no secret.
What's your message for him? And I'll relay it to him.
He knows full well. He knows to sparring sessions. Fight next. I've pushed my manager and management team, MTK. I've pushed Eddie. I've treated him, and I'll start opening my mouth about it now.
Great to see you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Brothers, but Liam's got a real edge to him. And that'll be a fantastic fight over the years, but no closer on that front. Liam Smith.
Yeah, got to come through this, but certainly looks like he's going to do that. And hard to say, as Liam said there as well, it was a slow start first couple of rounds, but that's to be expected. But he's looked good here now in the rounds 3 and 4. I don't think the stoppage.
Looking for the body shots and to the head. Kell Brook as well. Jason Rosario, Sarah, Erislandy Lara. There are plenty of options for Kell Brook to get that dream. Well,
it out here, topping it out, taking a lot of shots. Could have looked.
Yeah, on the front foot, he looks good, Brook. Has shipped a few shots, though, defensive.
Really trouble him.
Want to be getting sloppy and into bad habits or letting this fight drift. I mean, he was on the vertigo, back end of the last one as well. The trouble with the eye sockets. He's had it all, Kell Brook, and the stabbing in 10.
Roller coaster career and life. And like you say, all that Gennady Golovkin stuff outside of the ring, the inactive.
A bit more settled. Lindsay at ringside is, but he's enjoyed his gym work again. Mark DeLuca still throwing out a combination every once in a while. Been here a week. DeLuca. But if you can extend Brook long and into the fight, brave, but Brook here just trying to up the ante again at the end of the...
Over his head, total over his head. Playing near with a rope. Just flicking, not even trying it until he stops.
Yeah, he's saying he's tough, you know, don't waste shots on him. There's a slight worry of into the last 3 or 4 rounds. You just don't know what he's got at this stage.
Surviving enough firing back then. You need to get a little bit of work out of them. You need to get the gaps. And don't tell him the right thing. Don't waste loads of energy just hitting arms and gloves.
You've seen far on Kell Brook.
I think the last few rounds he's been good. You know, the first spec did it at the 14-month layoff. But I think he's getting to a stage where DeLuca's really kind of got into his shell a little bit. Punches every now and then, so Kell's still got to stay switched on, but the clean shots where he doesn't want to waste too much energy just hitting up.
Wild and woolly from DeLuca with that nose that might be broken. Brook misses with the uppercut. Now Kell Brook knows he can hurt him. This might be the time to strike, but DeLuca knuckles down. Well, he's trying everything he knows in there, DeLuca, but he's out. The big problem for him.
Yeah, showing a lot of pride and a lot of grit. Like I say, staying fires back to stay competitive, try and stay competitive in the fight or not to get really. It's all one-way traffic here.
That was sensible from Brook with the jab, softening. Always been an excellent technician, Brook. Clever go. We have seen him hurt late in fights before. Errol spent
loads of energy hitting arms and gloves here. He just wants to feint and touch around, and that's when Kell wants to go with him.
He was caught again there, Matt. It's happened a few times in the... He hasn't sickened DeLuca. He's checked. Something comes to an end. I think that 7, 8, 9 could be a troublesome period if he hasn't got rid of him.
I think Kell should just keep. That's when Kell needs to open up with him when he gets the clean openings.
Knows, but again he just puffs himself out, DeLuca, and says, "Come." Pretty horribly one-sided one.
Kell's totally dominant. He's won every single round. He's won them big off your own defenses a little bit, so he can't afford to do that. But I don't think his arms and gloves waste energy. What he wants to do is just touch around.
To Brendan for so long, and since Brendan's passing, Alma has lit at night, sweeping the floors just like her beloved Brendan used to do. She's Johnny for Kell, for Kid Galahad, for everybody. Dominic and John, of course, her sons, who've been so involved with all the fighters. Second half of this one, Mark DeLuca from Whitman in Massachusetts. Very spirited, very brave, and he's literally just pushed through. He didn't need that as well, did he?
No. I mean, every now and then he'll open up, so I think with Kell just touching him around, that's good.
Good right hand, and maybe this is the last hurrah from DeLuca, because he...
Shots.
Oh, that was it! And that's the end. Knocked out here in round number 7. And his Sheffield fans as well. He mentally and physically. And he was always the job done. And in the end, emphatically, there's Terry. A clinical one in the end for poor Mark DeLuca, who was brave. But
first couple of rounds he was cagey, then he looked really good, and then DeLuca not really firing back, but every now and then he'll put a combination together, or he'll had to wait until he got the openings and was softening him up the whole time, switching, breaking DeLuca down, and in the end when he got the shot, the final jab punch.
And after the Michael Zarafa 12 rounds, which didn't really stand, it was on the cards the last 2 or 3 rounds, but that was emphatic.
Certainly not a world beater. Kell was expected to do this, but we didn't know if he still had it in him that he could do it. Did him in between rounds. We talked him through the fight, and in the end, it was a job very well done.
And dedicated, but just not in the same league as Kell Brook. What we didn't know was what have we learnt tonight? Have we learned that he could again fight for a world title? Probably.
He could have got frustrated. He could have got impatient. He could have tried to force the knockout too much. He didn't do it, but it was the manner about it, how he went about his victory, Kell. The fact that there would have been deep.
He badly needed, and British boxing did as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Phil Edwards reaches the count of the winner by knockout victory. Now the WBO Intercontinental Champion, England, the special one, Kell. Special.
feel to be back, and how happy are you with your performance?
I felt very fit, obviously. We're up trying to line me up for shots. Very smart fighter, you know, he's never been beat. So boxed well in there.
After the Zarafa fight, you obviously asked yourself, still there, do you feel that you put a few demons to rest tonight and answered a few questions?
I'm a new kid, I'm a different person. I've got, you know, and it's the year I become the champion again.
Liam.
You know, of course it does. You know, I don't shy away from any fighter. You know when I boxed Golovkin and he boxed Canelo, you know, we had business. You know, listen, I love the Smith family, but when we're getting there, you know, it's business. So I'm comfortable at the weight. You know, I walked into the weight, I just chopped away at DeLuca, and we got the victory we wanted.
When do you think you could box next? We'll go to Eddie Hearn next, but when do you want 10, 12 weeks? How does that sound?
Yeah, for sure. Listen, it was a different Kell Brook in there tonight. You can see by his on a stool and not be breathing. You know, normally that's the time in the fight where we're worried about the brain, and he's got the engine. You know, and like he said, you know, sometimes it takes Kell Brook both trying to become world champions. And if we can do it separately, it was me, Kell, Carl Froch and Darren Barker. That was it. So, well, I'm proud of him. I'm glad that the city came out to support him. I believe 2,000. Not Kell Brook yet. He's got a big year or two left in him. We're making...
Well done, welcome back.